Good. Okay, I think I've gotten enough Ayinla out of my system.
Okay.
Let's move on. Because you're more than the sum of your parts. You're more than that. You are an all-round actor. You're just a great one. And I'm not usually this effusive about people. Yeah, but I mean, you got me with that. So I've gotten a bit of that out of my system.
Right.
Okay. Now, I read something on your Instagram post, but before I read it to you,
Right.
I am a great believer and respecter in the reality of life that there is no success without suffering. The Omoluabi people, the Yoruba people say, Ìyà ò jẹ ológbọ́n, tani teacher ẹ. And the Christians have something like that, an axiom like that. They say there is no glory without a story. Yeah, there's always suffering behind success. In fact, again, the Omoluabi say ìkòkò tá jẹ fọ́ àbí tá jata ìdí agbono, right? So great. Yeah. I've said all of that to lay this foundation. I'm reading on your Instagram page. This was what you wrote, and I wrote it down so that I can quote you verbatim,
right,
or verbatim, as the English say. So I'm going to read it in two parts.
Okay.
So you said, let me take you back a little. Growing up, the dream was modest. I sincerely only wanted to live and allow everyone else to do the same. I had it in me to dream big, but the circumstances around me then didn't encourage lofty hopes. I had a few friends over recently. I told them about my dark days before the limelight. Many of them didn't believe me. Me? I promise you I will believe you. Please tell me. Tell me. What,
Oh my goodness.
what were those dark days?
Just like you said, there is no success without story. It wasn't getting to this stage. Even at this stage, it is still not easy, and it's not like it is very rosy even at this stage. Because one thing I've come to realize in life is the more you grow, the more the obstacles, and then the more you learn how to handle, different issues, different people every day of your life. So coming into the industry wasn't an easy task. First, I was trained by a non-governmental organization, Community Life Project, because I started with theater in the round when we go to marketplaces to just act for people. Because basically in those days we use acting to get message across to people on sexuality issues, HIV/AIDS. Community Life Projects train young people to be peer educators and counselors. That's what they do. So they picked me up in my secondary school at that time, and they took about 5 of us from my secondary schools, from different schools. They take us to their organization, train us on different topics, self-esteem, assertiveness, a whole lot of topics for us to be peer educators and counselors so that we can enlighten other young people about what we know when it comes to sexuality issues, HIV/AIDS, drug abuse, and a whole lot of other stuff. So basically, we do dramas, song, and dance to pass message across to people, because we know that people are always attracted to that kind of vibe all of the time. So that's where my training started from, till I got into the university in 2000. When I got into OSU, from everything that I've gone through from my Community Life Project, I decided to have my own troupe when I got into school. I got my own troupe that I started training how to dance, all of the things I've learned from them. I started training my own people in school, and then I built up my own theater troupe. I didn't study theater. I read mass communication, but because theater has been in me, and I do not really want to have I feel if I go in and study theater art, it's going to be me wasting another 4 years when with all I have gone through from my organization theater wise. So I decided to go for mass communication, and then major in public relations, and then just keep doing my thing. So I started my troop from there. From there, I always go back and forth. From school, I will run to Lagos, go and play Waka Pass, like that. So the journey continues until 2006, 2007, when I finished from school. I produced my first movie in 2007, Osheregi. That was my first movie. I collected money from my popsy. My popsy said he collected cooperative money to give me because I'm bent on. I said I want to be an actor. Say, hey, Marogo, you lẹ́yìn tó ṣe tán school. Eléyìí ló fẹ́ máa ṣe. Ó ti ẹ̀ mọ̀ ètò kan mo ní ẹ̀kọ́ ẹ̀ yá mi. Tí n bá ti ṣe báyìí after be 3 months, a máa owó yẹn máa wọlé padà, máa dá padà. Owó yẹn ò tí ì wọlé dé ni o, owó gbà yẹn. Owó yẹn ò tí ì wọlé dé ni, because I remember then at the time that even the film has been out and then it's time for me to get paid. Èní ọmọ àfẹ̀ní dọ́là fọ̀ládọ́túnla dọ́là. I remember I'm always resuming at Idumota in the morning. Tó bá ṣí Idumota, èmi máa ń bá wọn ṣí ni. I am there as early as 9. Àjẹjọ́ máa close ni, ìgbà mi 5, ìgbà mi 7. And then I will be shocked that at the closing hour náà, bá ti ṣe wọ́n kàn lè pa gbogbo ẹ̀pọ̀ kan kó nínú bí 500,000 kẹ́ fún mi ní 20,000 pé iye tí mo máa rí gbà lé nìyí. Ọdún wo ni mo wá fẹ́ gba gbogbo owó ìtàn? In the money, they still owe me about 400,000 till today. They bought the film for 500,000. They paid me 100,000. Till today, 400,000 is still there. But it is what it is, and I do not want to give up. I feel this is my calling. I feel this is where I belong. If I leave it, what becomes of me? What becomes of the lot of people that see me and just choose to smile? That sees what I do and just be like, okay, if you can do it, then we can do better. So I feel I'll keep up the good work and I'll keep working. So after then, I had to join, because I heard to be successful in the Yoruba industry, they said you must belong to a caucus in those days. So I have to join. So I joined the Afis Eniola, Bayo Tijani, and Muyiwa Ademola. The three of them at that time, they are all together. So all of the students under them have joined together, and we always go to location. So I started with my first day on location. I started with carrying cameras. I carry lenses to follow cameraman. So fún mi ní 15 bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn, ó ní sà. Fún mi no dìdìrín yẹn ni ṣé 50 lélẹ́yìí. I need 50. Yes, I'm much. You know, it was that tough. You know, after that set, I said, Mio, I don't think I want to do this one. This is not what I want to do. I'm going back. I left. But when I left, I realized I can't work in an office. If I'm working in an office, and then because at the point I was working with one of my uncle that does office work, if they call me in the morning that there is a dance somewhere, I will leave the office work, I will go. By the time he gets to the office and asks, "Hey, ibo lo wà?" Yes, I won't pay me fún dance kan ni mo ti lọ sá. Eléyìí ò lè ṣiṣẹ́ eléyìí o. It's better you stick to your dance. Ma jojo ẹ kiri, Ọlọ́run á gbà fún ẹ tó bá tó time. And so I stopped working. I stopped stressing myself to want to work, be an office person. I just stick to the rules of theater, and I kept struggling. I've done a lead role there's a lead role I did in Ilorin for 10 days that I was given 1,000 naira. And then...
In what year? 1,000 naira. In what year?
Yes.
1982?
1982 called 2000 and I think 10. Yes. For 10 days.
1,000 bucks.
Yes, by the grace of God, 1,000. And then I spent 10 days on that set, and I wasn't even given feeding money until day 6. And even the day 6, it wasn't like it was the PM that asked me, he now went to speak to the producer. The producer just flare up. ṣé òun ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ fún ẹ ṣé òun ló sọ pé wọ́n fún lóúnjẹ kò sọ fún èmi ni mo bí bá tún ní mo máa dáràn ṣé mo ní kẹ́ lọ sọ fún wọn tán bá lé mi kúrò bí sì kí tún ní hope mi kí ni hope mi so they started giving me 300 naira per day for the next 4 days that I finished the set. Wọ́n tún lọ dúpẹ́ náà ni wọ́n tún lọ dúpẹ́ for 1,000. I played about 98 scenes for 8,000. Out of the 8,000, I gave my boss 115 to buy recharge card. So I was left with 5,000 in Oyo, and I'm going back to Ikoton. That's why my parents say, mo ti ṣetán, mo ti kúrò ní university o. Wọ́n gbọ́kànlé mi pẹ̀lú àwọn tó wà lẹ́yìn mi o.
Wow.
It's a theater. So it was really a tough one. All the time. Then at some point I decided in my mind that, okay, I think the certificate that said I would not go and dust to go and look for office work, I think at this stage I have to let me go. So I called one or two that I know in the industry that are so big, and I feel I want to seek for advice. I told someone that, but tó bá jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ṣe yìí làwa náà ṣe ń ṣe èmi ò rò pé mo lè cope, mo fẹ́ lọ wá iṣẹ́, mo kúkú kàwé, I want to go and look for a job and all that. Please, if you help me to see any job, an office job that I can do, and the salary is good, I'm ready and I'm willing to. And I said, okay, be industry sharing here, but I'll speak to one or two of my friends. Somebody vacant, somebody availability lọ́dọ̀ wọn, and I will let you know. So I think I remember I spoke to a marketer that I want to leave and go and look for a job. And that what the marketer said to me that year was what made me stick to the fact that here I will be here and I will succeed in this industry. He said, Ofelo, with all that you have in you, with all that you carry, you have not used half of what God has given you as a talent. If you go, you will regret it. I can assure you. Stay here. Don't worry. With time, you'll be shocked. You will blow. Just stay. That was the word that the marketer told me that year. And I said, okay, I'm happy with a pot. We'll be here. Together, we die here. We'll grow together. And then I keep up like that. I think the first time I was paid a huge money was 2013. 2013, yes. When I did Kudi Klepto by Yewande Adekoya in 2013. And then Yewande called me. A lot of people didn't believe the fact that I am going to be able to play that role. But Yewande told me, I think I believe in you. I know you can do it. Just please don't disappoint me. So that year, I think, and that was the movie that brought me to limelight, Kudi Klepto. That was the movie that brought me to limelight that year. And I was paid, I think, they gave me 15,000 for that film. And in 2013, that was the biggest I have collected in the journey of my career. And if I tell people that I didn't start to collect 100,000, 200,000 until like until like 2015, 16, a lot of people would not believe it. A lot of people would not believe it. If you see me play a lead role, the highest I might have collected for the lead that you saw me play is either 4,000, 5,000, 10, like that.
Dollars?
Dollars, ke. Naira.
Sorry, you played an entire movie, the lead role in an entire movie, and they gave you 5,000 naira in, say, maybe 2014.
Yes, now. Because it's more like you're learning. You're learning. It's a learning process. For me, I am glad that I went through all those processes, because those processes prepared me to really be ready for what is coming. And then the fact that I've not always been about the money. It has always been my passion. It has always been, this is what, once I do it, there is the joy that comes inside me. I just feel at peace and all of that. So it's first my passion that was driving me, and building the craft that was driving me, because I know that someday when the fame comes, I will stand the test of time, because I've been able to build the craft to a certain extent. I am certain and I'm sure about the continuity of the craft. So the fame has something to hold on to for a very long time. So I have been building the craft. Even while going through all of the stress, I kept building the craft. I've never stopped rehearsing. I've never stopped learning. I've never stopped reading till this morning. It is always upgrading, trying to read, trying to learn new things, trying to build up new characters, so that one can stand the test of time. The fame can have something to keep holding on to and stick to you for a long time. You know. So if my story is long, let me